Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another green makeup look. This time it's my look for St. Patrick's Day, or when you'll see it, it will have been yesterday, St. Patrick's Day. But since it is March, and for me that means the month of green makeup, this falls quite nicely within it. The first tutorial of this series was my olive green makeup tutorial, which you'll find tagged in the cards up here and in the description box down below. And we have also already taken a look to all of my green single eyeshadows. I've swatched them for you, I reviewed them for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Today we're gonna create a forest green makeup look, and that is because this is also a very nice, more evening night out type of look compared to an olivey green that actually has a little bit more of a neutral undertone compared to a forest green like this one. However, this is one of my favorite looks to wear for a night out. I really love the shininess and the green and the pop of color in the inner corner. For this makeup look, actually, I had started by creating a look with my Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and that is this side here. As you will see in the tutorial, that I was already ready, because that's kind of how I go about doing my makeup. I start with one eye and then I'll do on camera my other one, because this one is easier for me to film, let's say, instead of... yeah, it's just how it is. But on my Makeup Geek side, which you will not see in the tutorial, I used these shade here. I used Makeup Geek Hayride in my transition, followed by ColourPop's Conjure Up and Makeup Geek's Enchanted Forest to deepen the outer corner and the deepest part of my crease. All over the lid, I went with the shade Epic, which is one of my favorite foiled eyeshadows, and in the inner corner the shade Limelight. You will have seen swatches of all of these in my video on my single eyeshadow collection, and you will have seen at least all the green ones. That again will be tagged in the cards and in the video down below. However, when I was done with that, I was like, oh, but this eyeshadow combination actually reminds me of something, and I realized that it is very similar to the color scheme inside the Juvia's Place Tribe palette. Here is the palette right here. I have received it very recently, so this was the second time I used it, and the first time I used these deep green shades, and then I used these two for my inner corner. So this is what we're gonna get into right now. We're gonna create this eye look with the Juvia's Place palette, and also finish up the rest of the face color makeup. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and forgive me for A, my wet hair, and B, the fact that it was a bit of a scramble. Also, before we get into the tutorial, let me know, can you tell a difference between the two eye looks? From down here at least, because we're gonna zoom in for the tutorial. Let's get into it. On my single eyeshadow side, I had started with a skin-toned eyeshadow that the Juvia's Place Tribe palette does not have. So I'm gonna start directly with the dark green eyeshadow called Sun, and apply that with a pencil brush in my crease. This is super pigmented. Wow. I was quite surprised when I created this eye look right here, and I was going to recreate it again on the other eye for you guys on camera, and then I realized, but this color combination looks really familiar. And I went to see my Juvia's Place palette, and that indeed I could create the same look with the Juvia's Place palette. So I thought, well, since these eyeshadows are probably going to be either discontinued or something similar, since Makeup Geek is moving on a rebranding in the spring and coming out with square pans and I don't know what else, I thought I would recreate the same eye look with a current eyeshadow palette. This one blends quite nicely, I have to say. especially because there's nothing else on my eye except for my eyeshadow primer. I will take a little bit of this green just to blend things out, and hopefully it will not be too bright, because that is not the focus of this look. I have used this palette once before, so this is quite a first impression for you, but I thought it would be fun. It is St. Patrick's Day today, or tomorrow actually, but today we're going out for a family event, party type of situation, and they know me enough to expect a little bit of a crazy makeup from me, so I wouldn't be too out of my character behaving like this. I'm bringing down the color Sun also on my lid, on my outer V to deepen it out, but also all over to just give a base to the shimmer. I'm gonna leave my inner side quite free. Then, to prevent the fact that you can see actually my lash line and it's quite skin toned because the eyeshadow doesn't really stick very well there, I am going to take a pencil liner. This is Neve Cosmetics Dagger, really gorgeous forest green, and apply it on my lash line quite liberally, and tight line as well. Then I'm gonna take my pencil brush like before and just blend this out a little bit so that it's not a harsh line. And this is a pencil brush from Pixi actually. I have been enjoying their brushes they sent recently. I had never tried brushes from Pixi. Have you? Are there others that I'm not aware of? As you can see, I didn't pull out as much this eyeshadow because I wasn't sure it was gonna blend properly, so I'm taking a fluffy brush and blending this a little bit to see if I can get the same blown out vibe as the other eye. I have used more tones of green in the other palette, or more eyeshadows in general, since for now I've only used one. But it seems to me that actually you can work with these Juvia's Place eyeshadows quite well. This is the second palette from them that I have. I had the mini, what was it? The one, the fully colorful one. I don't even remember anymore. Not the Magic, the Masquerade I had. And it was okay, but I wasn't really reaching for it. This palette right here is really, really unique instead. And I'm taking this shimmer shade called Cuba on a dry brush to start with and applying it, ooh wow, on my lid. This is gorgeous. And it is so similar. On the other eye, I have used Makeup Geek Epic, and they are literally so similar. I feel the texture of the eyeshadow is definitely different. You can tell that this is a little bit more metallic, and this you can still see a little bit of graininess. What I'm gonna try to do now is take my finger and apply it with my finger. Oh, beautiful. Even though I got it all over the place. Whereas on this side I had almost no fallout, I can already see a lot of fallout on this side, so I'm gonna have to redo my base later. But let's continue. On my Makeup Geek side, I applied Limelight in the inner corner, which is a beautiful foiled lime green. However, the Juvia's Place palette has a matte lime green and this duochrome shifty. So I'm gonna overlap these two, starting with the matte lime, which is called Mazai, and putting down my base for this. And then on top, I'm going with the light shimmer in the palette, which is called Coro, and I pretty much can achieve the same look. Of course, this works both ways, right? Now I'm showing you how to reproduce from Makeup Geek to the Tribe palette, but it works the other way as well. If you have the Makeup Geek eyeshadows, you can use them to create the same eye look. For my lower lash line, I'm going in with Dagger again in my waterline and on my lashes. And then with a smudger brush and the dark green color called Sun, I will apply and smudge out my lower lash line. I am going to clean up my under eye, redo my concealer and lashes, and be right back. And here is the finished eye look. Can you tell the difference between the two? I sure can't, or only if I look really, really closely. But to be honest, these are definitely two eyes that come from the same person. Can you say that? I don't know, but you understand what I mean? And to continue with the face, I am going to be using the shade Koro as a highlighter today as well, just to see how it goes. And I think it works quite well. I don't see any stripiness coming from it, and it is a little bit luminous and a little bit green, which recalls the eyes. I had to switch brushes because I dipped my brush into the matte lime green, which is not about what I'm gonna put on my face as a highlighter right now. And here we go. I think this looks nice on the cheeks. For bronzer and blush, I am going to use this Pixie Glow Cake in Gilded Bear Glow, and starting with the bronzer side. These are a little bit powdery, but they give a very nice luminosity to the cheeks because they're a bit shimmery. And I think they will be perfect for this summer when you just want to be glowing all over, bronzy and glowy all over. I am also going to use the center of this a little bit as a blush to bring a little bit more warmth still in the look. For the lips, to make it more wearable, I would go in with a red lipstick. So something like Stunna by, Uncensored by Fenty Beauty is beautiful. Russian Red by MAC would work really well. However, as I was mentioning, there is a family event tonight, and maybe so that I don't scare everybody away, I'm gonna be putting on a nude, and this is one of the new Nabla lipstick in the shade Elusive. This is a soft matte formula. And it is a warm rose, as you can see, and I think it fits really well. My hair is still completely soaked. As you know, I am trying to give my curls the biggest chance they have, so I let my hair air dry, and this is how it looks in between. But you're gonna bear with me, right? This is the finished St. Patrick's Day look. As I was telling you, I used my Makeup Geek eyeshadows on this side, and it's these shade here. They will be all listed down below if you're interested. However, the tutorial you saw was with the Tribe palette by Juvia's Place, and I would say these are quite similar looks. I'm actually gonna go out, see if my husband actually can tell that I have two different eye looks. I have to whisper because he's out here. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, which was a little bit jambly, but I like green eyeshadow, so I wanted to film this for you guys anyways, even though I started one place and went into the other. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's much more green content to come for the month of March, where I'm still waiting on one green palette before I can do all of my green palettes, let's say, collection. And there's gonna be eyeliners and lipsticks and nail polishes and all of my green collection, let's say. Let me know down below if there's specific things you still want to see with green, and if not, I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!